If you've ever run out of things to say or watched a conversation die with a woman you're attracted to, the problem isn't what you're saying, it's what you're asking. There are 10 specific questions backed by psychology that create intrigue, trigger emotions, and make her unable to stop thinking about you. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to ask to drive her crazy with attraction. Let's reveal the psychology that changes everything. Welcome back to Behind the Mind, where we explore psychology, attraction, and what actually works with women. Today, we're revealing the 10 questions that drive a woman crazy, not through manipulation, but through understanding the psychology of curiosity, emotional engagement, and attraction. This isn't about generic small talk or interview-style questions that kill attraction. These are strategically designed questions that create mystery, trigger deep thinking, reveal personality, and establish you as different from every other guy. The psychology is clear. The right questions create emotional engagement, demonstrate depth, trigger her imagination, and position you as intriguing and memorable. Generic questions get generic responses. These questions create obsession. These strategies are backed by psychology research, conversation analysis, and proven attraction dynamics. If you want to stop being forgettable and start being the man she can't stop thinking about, master these questions. Let's dive in. Question 1. What's something you believed for way too long before realizing it wasn't true? The psychology. This question is playful, reveals how she thinks, and creates instant bonding through shared vulnerability of admitting mistaken beliefs. Why this drives her crazy? It's unexpected and makes her think, allows her to be funny and self-deprecating, creates laughter and lighthearted connection, reveals personality and sense of humor. She'll remember you asked something unique, opens door to playful teasing and banter. What this reveals? Her answer shows intelligence, humor, self-awareness, and ability to laugh at herself, all attractive qualities you're inviting her to display. The conversation flow. Her answer naturally leads you to sharing yours, creating reciprocal vulnerability and bonding. Example responses you might get: childhood beliefs, Santa tooth fairy realizations, embarrassing misunderstandings about adult topics, funny misconceptions about how things work, cultural or social assumptions she later questioned. The follow-up: react with genuine laughter and curiosity, share your own embarrassing belief, create inside joke potential. Why it works? Most guys ask boring, predictable questions. This immediately positions you as creative, fun, and interesting, making you remember you positively. The delivery. Ask with playful energy and genuine curiosity, not as interview question. Your tone matters as much as the words. Bottom line, this question creates laughter, reveals personality, and establishes you as fun and creative, making you remember you positively. Question 2. What's something you could master instantly? What would you choose and why? The psychology. This question reveals her dreams, values, and aspirations while making her imagine exciting possibilities. Why this drives her crazy? It makes her think about desires and dreams, reveals what she values and wishes for, creates emotional engagement through imagination, shows you care about her deeper thoughts, allows her to share passions and interests, different from surface-level "what do you do" questions. What this reveals? Her answer shows what she values: creativity, adventure, intellect, connection, success, giving you insight into her personality. The conversation depth. This moves beyond small talk into meaningful territory, creating the depth women crave in conversations. Example responses: creative skills, painting, music, writing; adventure skills, like flying planes or scuba diving; language skills, like speaking multiple languages; practical skills, like cooking or building things; social skills, like public speaking or charisma. The follow-up: ask why that specific skill. Dig deeper into what it represents for her. Share what you'd choose and why. Why it works? You're inviting her to dream and share her inner world, which creates emotional intimacy and makes conversation memorable. The connection. Her answer gives you topics to explore and shows you're interested in who she is beyond surface level. Bottom line, this question reveals her dreams and values while creating emotional engagement through imagination, making you intriguing. Question 3. What's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done? The psychology. This question gets her talking about exciting experiences, reveals her adventurous side, and creates emotional arousal through storytelling. Why this drives her crazy: it triggers memories of excitement and adventure, allows her to present her fun, spontaneous side, creates emotional arousal through story recall, shows you value adventure and spontaneity, positions you as someone who appreciates those qualities, opens door to suggesting spontaneous activities together. What this reveals: her answer shows risk tolerance, adventurousness, and whether she's boring or exciting, crucial attraction information. The storytelling element: people love telling stories about their exciting moments. You're giving her a stage to shine. Example responses: spontaneous trips or travel, impulsive decisions that worked out, adventures with friends, breaking routine in exciting ways, risk-taking moments. The follow-up: react with genuine interest and excitement. Ask follow-up questions about the story. Share your own spontaneous moment. Why it works: you're triggering positive emotional memories and associating yourself with those good feelings through the conversation. The suggestion: after she shares, you can suggest doing something spontaneous together. We should do something spontaneous this weekend. You seem like you'd be fun to adventure with. The energy: this question raises conversational energy and creates excitement rather than boring interview vibes. Bottom line, this question creates excitement, reveals adventurousness, and positions you as someone who values spontaneity and fun. Question 4. What's a controversial opinion you have that most people would disagree with? The psychology. This question invites authenticity, creates playful debate, and shows you're comfortable with disagreement and depth. Why this drives her crazy: permission to be authentic and opinionated, creates playful tension and debate, shows you're not intimidated by strong women, reveals how she thinks independently, allows intellectual engagement and depth, different from guys who just agree with everything. What this reveals: her willingness to share controversial opinions shows confidence, independent thinking, and trust in you. The tension creation: mild disagreement and playful debate create attractive tension and chemistry. Example responses: unpopular pop culture opinions, contrarian views on social norms, unique perspectives on relationships, different takes on common beliefs, quirky personal preferences. The follow-up: react with genuine curiosity, not judgment, playfully challenge or defend, create banter and intellectual sparring. Why it works: most guys are afraid to create any tension. You're demonstrating confidence by inviting opinions you might disagree with. The authenticity: this question says, I want to know the real you, not the version you think I want to see. The debate: light argumentative banter creates chemistry and makes conversations memorable and engaging. Bottom line: this question invites authenticity, creates playful tension, and shows you value her real thoughts, not just agreeable conversation. Question 5. If you could live anywhere in the world for a year, where would you go and what would you do? The psychology. This question triggers her imagination, reveals values and desires, and creates emotional engagement through fantasy. Why this drives her crazy: makes her dream and imagine ideal scenarios, reveals what she values: adventure, culture, peace, excitement, creates emotional investment through visualization, shows you're interested in her dreams, opens conversation about travel and experiences, allows her to paint verbal picture of ideal life. What this reveals: her answer shows whether she's adventurous or comfort-seeking, what environments she loves, and what activities she values. The fantasy element: people love imagining ideal scenarios. You're giving her permission to dream out loud. Example responses: exotic locations like Bali, Paris, or Tokyo, adventure destinations like New Zealand or Iceland, cultural immersion like Italy, India, or Mexico, beach paradise like the Maldives or the Caribbean, mountain retreat like Switzerland or Colorado. The follow-up: ask why that location, what she would do there, what draws her to it. Share your own dream location. Why it works: you're creating emotional arousal through imagination and showing you value experiences and adventure. The connection opportunity. Similar interests create bonding. Different interests create curiosity and learning opportunities. The future projection. This subtly plants seeds of future travel or adventure together in her imagination. Bottom line, this question triggers imagination, reveals values, and creates emotional engagement through dreaming about ideal scenarios. Question 6. What's something you're passionate about that most people don't know about? The psychology. This question invites her to share hidden depths, makes her feel seen and special, and creates intimacy through vulnerability. Why this drives her crazy. Invites sharing authentic, hidden passions. Makes her feel like you see beyond surface level. Creates special intimacy. She's sharing something private. Shows you value depth and substance. Allows her to reveal parts of herself she's proud of. Different from guys who only see surface. What this reveals. Her hidden passions show what she truly values and cares about when societal pressure is removed. The intimacy creation. Sharing hidden passions create vulnerable intimacy and bonding. Example responses. Creative hobbies like painting, writing, or music. Intellectual interests like philosophy, science, or history. Unique collections or knowledge. Charitable causes she cares about. Skills she's developing privately. The follow-up. React with genuine interest and curiosity. Ask her to tell you more. Show you value this hidden part of her. Why it works. You're signaling you want to know the real her, not just the public-facing version everyone sees. The validation. When you show genuine interest in her hidden passions, she feels truly seen and valued. Powerful attraction trigger. The depth signal. This question demonstrates you're capable and interested in deep connection, not just surface attraction. Bottom line. This question creates intimacy by inviting hidden depths, making her feel special and truly seen by you. Question 7. What's the best advice you've ever received? The psychology. This question reveals her values, wisdom, and what she holds important while creating meaningful conversation. Why this drives her crazy. Makes her reflect on meaningful life lessons. Reveals her values and what matters to her. Creates deeper conversation immediately. Shows you value wisdom and growth. Allows her to share something meaningful. Positions you as thoughtful and deep. What this reveals. Her answer shows what philosophy guides her life, what she values, and how she thinks about growth and wisdom. The meaningful connection. Deep questions create deeper bonds than surface small talk. Example responses. Life philosophy from mentor or parent. Relationship wisdom from experience. Career guidance that changed her path. Personal growth insights. Practical wisdom about happiness. The follow-up. Ask who gave her that advice and why it resonated. Share the best advice you've received. Why it works. You're having philosophical, meaningful conversation while others are stuck on what's your favorite color. The values alignment. Her answer reveals whether your values and philosophies align or complement. The respect. Asking about wisdom and advice shows you respect her mind and value her thoughts. Bottom line. This question creates meaningful conversation, reveals values, and positions you as thoughtful and substantive. Question 8. What would you do if you weren't afraid of anything? The psychology. This question reveals her fears, dreams, and what she wishes she had courage for, creating vulnerability and depth. Why this drives her crazy. Makes her examine what fear holds her back from, reveals dreams she's afraid to pursue, creates vulnerable, intimate conversation, shows you value courage and growth, allows her to share fears safely, invites dreaming about ideal, fearless life. What this reveals? Her answer shows what she really wants but fear prevents, revealing authentic desires and vulnerabilities. The vulnerability creation. This is a deeply personal question that creates intimate bonding when answered honestly. Example responses. Career changes or risky professional moves. Creative pursuits like art, writing, performing. Adventure or travel dreams. Relationship risks or vulnerability. Speaking her truth or standing up. Lifestyle changes she's afraid to make. The follow-up. Ask what specifically scares her about it. Encourage her dreams. Share what you'd do without fear. Why it works? You're creating safe space for vulnerability and showing you value authenticity and courage. The encouragement. After she shares, you can genuinely encourage her to pursue it, positioning yourself as supportive. The depth. This moves conversation into profound territory that creates real connection. Bottom line, this question creates vulnerability by revealing fears and dreams, establishing deep, intimate connection. Question 9. What's something you've changed your mind about recently? The psychology. This question reveals intellectual flexibility, growth mindset, and how she thinks about evolving perspectives. Why this drives her crazy. Shows you value growth and open-mindedness, invites sharing of personal evolution, creates conversation about changing beliefs, reveals intellectual humility and flexibility, allows discussion of growth journey. Different from static, "what do you think?" questions. What this reveals? Her answer shows whether she's intellectually rigid or flexible, and whether she's capable of growth and change. The growth signal. Changing your mind shows intelligence and wisdom. You're inviting her to demonstrate both. Example responses. Changed perspectives on relationships, evolved political or social views, shifted life priorities, reconsidered career or life path, updated beliefs based on experience. The follow-up. Ask what caused the shift. Was it experience, information, or reflection? Share your own mind changes. Why it works? You're having intelligent, nuanced conversation about growth and change, attractive to smart women. The respect. This question shows you respect her capacity for growth and don't expect her to be the same person she was years ago. The self-awareness. Her ability to articulate mind changes shows self-awareness and thoughtfulness. Bottom line, this question reveals intellectual flexibility and growth, creating conversation about evolution and change. Question 10. What makes you feel most alive? The psychology. This question goes straight to passion, purpose, and emotional core, creating deep emotional engagement. Why this drives her crazy. Invites sharing what brings her joy and passion. Creates emotional arousal through positive feeling recall. Reveals her emotional drivers and values. Shows you care about her happiness and fulfillment. Allows her to talk about what she loves. Positions you as deep and emotionally intelligent. What this reveals? Her answer shows what drives her, what brings her joy, and what she values most in life. The emotional trigger. Asking about feeling alive triggers positive emotional memories and feelings. Example responses. Creative expression like making art, music, writing. Adventure and thrill, travel, sports, and risk. Deep connection, meaningful conversations, intimacy. Helping others, charity, teaching, caring. Achievement, reaching goals, succeeding. Nature and freedom, hiking, ocean, solitude. The follow-up. React with genuine interest. Ask her to describe the feeling. Share what makes you feel alive. Why it works? You're connecting on emotional and existential level, far deeper than typical conversation. The association. She's feeling positive emotions while talking to you, creating positive association with your presence. The alignment. Her answer shows whether you share values about what makes life meaningful. Bottom line, this question creates deep emotional engagement by exploring passion and purpose, the deepest level of connection. Here's what makes these questions powerful. They're not about the questions themselves. They're about what the questions reveal and create. Why these questions work? All 10 create psychological triggers. Novelty, unexpected questions stand out. Emotional engagement, they trigger feelings, not just thoughts. Depth, they bypass small talk for meaningful conversation. Vulnerability, they invite authentic sharing. Imagination, they make her dream and visualize. Values revelation, they show who she really is. Memorability, she remembers you as different. Association, positive emotions get linked to you. The delivery principles, how to ask matters. Ask with genuine curiosity, not as an interview. Listen actively to her answers. Follow up with interest. Share your own answers. Create dialogue, not interrogation. Let conversation flow naturally. The timing. Use after basic rapport is established. Space them out, don't rapid-fire all 10. Match energy to conversation flow. Read her engagement level. The authenticity. Actually care about her answers. Don't use as technique without genuine interest. Real curiosity creates real connection. Fake interest is obvious and repellent. The follow-through. Remember her answers. Reference them in future conversations. Show you actually listened. Build on the connection created. The truth? These questions work because they create emotional engagement, demonstrate depth, and establish you as different from every other guy. But they only work if you're genuinely interested in her answers and capable of depth yourself. So there you have it, 10 questions that drive a woman crazy through psychology and attraction strategy. From revealing beliefs to exploring dreams to discussing what makes her feel alive, these questions create intrigue, depth, and memorable connection. Which question will you try first? Drop 1 to 10 in the comments. And if this transformed how you think about conversation and attraction, hit that like button and subscribe to Behind the Mind for more psychology, attraction, and what actually works with women. Remember, the best conversations aren't interviews, they're collaborative explorations. These questions are tools, not scripts. Use them with genuine curiosity, authentic interest, and real engagement. The goal isn't to manipulate, it's to connect deeply and meaningfully. Ask with authenticity, listen with interest, and watch how different you become from every other forgettable guy.